FM News for our sponsor, Tile Warehouse Warners Bay. Open 7 days for your convenience.
It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Jacinta Lee with 2NURFM Hunter News. Ausgrid has revealed a total of 553 jobs will be axed in the latest round of cuts in Sydney, Newcastle, the Central Coast and the Hunter Valley. 82 jobs will be cut in the Newcastle region all up, including 72 at Wallsend, 3 in Muswellbrook, 3 in Charlestown and 2 in Maitland. The company says within the next 6 months, a quarter of its workforce will be terminated, with a further phase of 500 job cuts to be announced later this year. The company is trying to combat the losses with roster changes, job sharing and a mix and match voluntary redundancy program. Some Newcastle MPs are speaking out against the state government's bid to officially close the rail line at Wickham. Transport Minister Andrew Constance is introducing the bill to Parliament today, with hopes to bypass the Court of Appeal and make a start on the city transport overhaul. Constance says the city has waited long enough. However, Newcastle MP Tim Crackenthorpe says residents deserve more.
The government said they're moving this bill through to save time, but how much time's already been wasted with a court case they never intended to respect? The government is disregarding not only the people of Newcastle, they're disregarding the court and showing real contempt for due process.
2NURFM has sought comment from the state government. Alleged dog killer Nathan Merchant was faced with angry protesters when he fronted Cessnock local court today. Animal cruelty charges were laid after it's accused he kicked in the head of his partner's chihuahua in August. He did not enter a plea and the matter has been adjourned until October 21 and he's been excused from appearing. A man charged with attempted murder for allegedly attacking an ex-partner with a hammer at Maitland was refused bail in court today. Peter David Wiedemann allegedly used the weapon against his former partner, who was seen covered in blood and screaming "Help me" outside her Maitland home. The 23-year-old made no application for bail when he fronted Maitland local court today, and the matter was adjourned until October 21. It's hoped Williamtown and Fullerton Cove residents will be updated next week on efforts to minimise the health risk after traces of toxic chemicals were found in ground and surface water near the RAF base. Residents are angry they were kept in the dark about the problem, which stems from the use of a certain type of firefighting foam at the base several years ago. Paterson MP Bob Baldwin says he's met with the Defence Minister this week and has urged him to rectify the situation as soon as possible.
Well, I think that it's more a lack of appropriate monitoring of a situation that goes back nearly 50 years. What we need to do is not worry about what has been done, what could have been done, what should have been done. What we need to focus on what will be done to rectify the situation.
The search is on for 2 men who assaulted a 50-year-old man in Dangar Park last night. The victim didn't sustain any serious injuries, but the assailants, who are believed to be in their early 20s, did get away with an amount of cash. Police say the man had been drinking with the pair shortly before the assault occurred and described one of the men as having a stocky build. Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. In finance, the All Ords is up 79 points at 52.13 and $1 Australian is buying 70.52 US cents.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club Fishing Expo, September 13.
The Newcastle Knights have announced Nathan Brown as their new head coach. The Knights have appointed Brown on a 3-year contract starting from next season. Chairman Brian McGuigan said early this week he's an ideal choice to steer the team next year. Brown says the focus will be on winning back local support.
The big key is, to build from the bottom up and, introduce some good young players that have been introduced and try and find some more good young players and obviously win the surrounding areas back, I suppose. I believe that Newcastle have lost some ground to other teams.
Meanwhile, enforcer Tariq Sims is licking his wounds today after he was handed down a 5-match suspension in an early plea deal for a Grade 2 shoulder charge. Chief Executive Matt Gidley says while he doesn't condone the charge on a Penrith player, Sims doesn't need to tone down his playing style. And Sandy Matautia faces judiciary as well, copping a 1-match ban for contrary conduct. And in soccer, the W League Jets will play at Hunter Stadium in a double-header later this year. Fans will be able to watch the women's and men's leagues back-to-back as they both take on Melbourne City. Usually on suburban grounds, the team says they're excited to play in the arena. That's sport. I'm Reece Wicks.
2NURFM News Time is coming up to 2:05.